Genki Call here with the Sea of Sorrow faction info and teams for you. So the first thing we're going to go over is where it's linked to, and that is Merlantis. Merlantis, your kingdom level here can make a difference because starting at level 12, you start getting faction horde stat bonuses, and those can really help with your delving. Also, you have to have a horde to start with, so getting your horde built up affects all of these levels here. It can get you permanent potions starting at level 100. You get Potion of Enchantment, 105, so on and so forth. I'll put that info at the end of the video in a thumbnail so you can check that out. And of course, you want to be sure that you have at least a quality 10 if you can. Get your quality 10 up. The level here can wait. The most important thing is to get your quality up to 10 so you get those juicy chests at the end of the levels. So, go for the horde quality if you can. Also, let's see. So, first of all, the troops. We do have one troop here that is guaranteed going to submerge something if she gets a cast. And that is the Sea Witch. She creates 8 blue and 8 brown gems, submerge and rage, and gives life to an ally. So she's pretty dangerous because that enrage on the tank that's going to always be at the front of the team, 50% skull damage reduction. He's gaining life, he's gaining attack, he's from the enrage. I mean, he's he doesn't do a lot, or he doesn't do any damage except for his attack, but still. We've got the Murshark, who's going to do true splash damage. That's full damage to whatever troop it targets, and 50% of that to each adjacent troop, if there is something adjacent. With a little boost here, he starts with 50% mana, and then the Deep King. I like this troop. The legendary of the faction, true splash damage to 2 random enemies, submerge myself and a random ally. So you are going to have some submerge to deal with here if these guys get a chance to cast. And I have some information on that. I'll go over it in just a minute here. I want to show you the weapon first while we're here, and that is the Writhing Staff. Come on. Maybe it's just called Writhing Staff. Okay, Writhing Staff. This is the faction weapon. It is only available from the shop of a faction assault when we were at, specifically, Sea of Sorrows. It will also be in the Soul Forge during that time. So, if for some reason you don't have the gems and you're willing to spend all those diamonds on it, you can get this in the Soul Forge whenever there is a faction assault at Sea of Sorrow. It does scatter damage, creates skulls, and entangles the first enemy. So that entangle is super helpful because you've just created a bunch of skulls. It makes it a lot safer. I like this weapon. It's a good weapon. And it also submerges. So anyway, that is what we have for troops and the weapon. And let's go over what you can do to combat that submerge. So I've got that all for you right here. It's all on my forum. This whole part right here is all about dealing with submerged troops. So if you're using a class with the banishment trait, such as Rune Priest, Sentinel, or Warden, there are others. It's a level 70 talent that will dispel all enemies on 4+ gem matches, and that removes all of their positive status effects. That includes Submerge, Barrier, Bless, any positive status effects at all that they have, all gone in one click if you get a match 4. So you can take along a troop that curses. If they get cursed, that takes away their submerge too. Now, if they are blessed, it will cancel out the bless, but the rest of the positive status effects stay, I think. And it's only from whatever troop gets cursed. But something that passively curses, like Vashtagon or Indrajit? Yeah, I think Indrajit does. And one that can be used here besides Vashtagon is Matron Volthrenax. No, wait, she can't be used here. She's purple and green. Anyway, Vashtagon can be used here, but anything that passively curses is going to be your friend. Use a troop or weapons that do damage to multiple enemies, but not the whole team. So that's splash damage. That's the enemy and all enemies below it. Like, you can't use her here, but Leonanshi will hit the hidden enemy and every enemy above. Technically, it's hitting the whole team, but it's not actually an AoE spell, therefore it will hit submerged enemies. Or you can use something that does splash damage, like the Deep King or Three Sisters. I did make a team here. Three Sisters is the Tide Collar class weapon. I did make a team with it below. Also on the forum, but not in the description box below, are the Explode and Destroy mana generators, and also the ones that create a storm at the start of every turn, and as well as some others that are really good for creating mana. So before I go on, I want to point out that this is the only delve currently in Gems of War that uses blue and brown. No others. If you go up to any other thing here and look, most of them have multiples. There are some that even have 3 and 4 different delves that use the same colors, but this is the only one that is blue and brown. So, just a side note. Now, you can use Rowanne and Tesla at this place, but again, you've got to watch out for those submerged enemies, so, weigh your options, and think about the banishment and the curse and that kind of thing. So I have plenty of teams here for people with no legendaries. I've made a bunch of new teams today. I spent some time going through here and making lots of new teams for here. I've got Chalcedony, Geomancer teams. Of course, wait, here's that Three Sisters team I was telling you about. This is for soul farming specifically, this particular team right here. We've got the usual with Queen Beatrix and Pan and that kind of thing. Here's a Chernabog Tourmaline team with Ironhawk. Centuragon with Guard's Avatar. Really different takes on some of these teams that I made that I hope you'll enjoy. Here's one with the Writhing Staff with Obsidius and Ares. Here's a full Tauros team that I thought would be fun. Just all kinds of stuff that I've put in here for you. And of course, we've got a Construct team with Double Defiance and Chalcedony and Stone Slicer. Shield of Urskaya with Double Tesla, and here's an interesting one I've been using. It's Shield of Urskaya, Azura, Tesla, and Lyraza, because Lyraza is going to make sure there's always something for Azura to blow up, because she creates this brown and purple storm. And then Azura blows things up and gets lots of blue for Tesla, and it works. It's a single Tesla team, but it does work because there's so much mana gen. We don't have Merlantis here, so we can't do that. Gargoyle is going to be beautiful here because of the splash damage, and you pair Gargoyle with the Ethereal Sentry, and it is very strong. Rowanne can be used here. I've got a different kind of team build here for Rowanne with Bile Blackheart, and or I have options here, other options for instead of Bile Blackheart if you don't want to use him. This is what I've been using for the Tower of Doom: Pycea, Ice Sapphire, and a double Beatrix team. If you have enchant and you have explosions, then this team will work for you. You don't need a leprechaun or some kind of mana gen starting off, because you're going to have that, and Beatrix just feeds Pycea and herself. It feeds the Ice Sapphire. The Ice Sapphire blows up all blue gems. You don't want a weapon that blows up green gems. Your first thought may be, why not use Jar of Eyes or Arboreal Crystal for this team? And the answer is that Pycea takes away all of the green. And if you try to explode the board when there's no green on the board, nothing's going to happen except that you're going to start a storm. That's it. It's not that much help. So I recommend against those particular weapons. Anything that explodes green will not be good on this team. I really love the Ice Sapphire fire. Anyway, Shabanu Vespera can be used here. I made an Amarok team that looks like it's going to be really fun here. I've got plenty of High King Iron Gut teams, and looks like I only have one Zul'Goth team here, but it's my favorite. Well, except for the Lava Troll. That's a weird addition, but Doomglaive, Centuragon, and Zul'Goth, really nice together. And then I also have a couple of teams here from viewers. Now, something I didn't mention before is Captain Macaw is your friend. When they are submerged, he insta-kills. So if you want to find a team that is going to make sure that there's plenty of mana generation for Captain Macaw, you can just insta-kill those babies. I like the banishment thing myself. But anyway, that is what I've got for you. I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that it has at least inspired some teams. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye!